That's a good whiskey. And I think I ranked this pretty high. Welcome to Whiskey Unbound. Today we are going to do a Scotch, all right? So not a lot of Scotches, not a lot of single malts in general on this channel. Today we have Highland Park Cask Strength. So this is going to be from the Islands region. So we'll give you a little map of what the regions of Scotch are. So this is Islands. This is going to be a little bit of a smaller, almost really a sub-region of the Highlands. There's going to be a lot of similarities. So when you get into regions of Scotch, you're going to have general characteristics and profiles, but they're not absolute, right? There's some things from the Space side or things from the Lowlands or the Highlands or whatever it may be that are going to cross over. Just because they're from a certain region doesn't mean they're going to necessarily carry those characteristics. It's just what it used to be when Scotch was, developing on a mass scale. This region produced this, and this one was just peat, and this one on and on and on, right? But from the Islands, this is going to be 125-ish to 130-ish proof, depending on the batch. It is non-age stated. They're going to use a bunch of different barrels as well. So sometimes they're going to use sherry barrels. Sometimes they're going to use port barrels. Sometimes they're going to use ex-bourbon barrels. And they're going to blend these together based on what their master distillers and tasters and companies want this to taste like, right? So if you're like me, if you're an American kind of trying to get into single malts and you're like, hey, every Scotch I buy is 80 proof, I can't taste it. It tastes like water. It tastes like, it's got a dead fish mouthfeel, right? Here you go, right? So I really enjoy their 12 and 18-year expressions as well, but this cask strength is exceptional. It's non-chill filtered, not watered down, yada, yada, yada. It is Scotch at its purest, right? So here we go. I don't know exactly how many parts per million the peat is. I will look this up and put it on screen right now, but this is definitely gonna have a little bit of peaty or smoky smell. And I need to touch on that real quick. So most people I encounter, even if they do drink Scotch but don't know whiskey, they're like, Scotch is smoky. Like, I don't like that smoky smell. Most Scotch is not peated, right? And if it is, it's a very little amount. So when you smell peated whiskey, you will know, okay? But like things like Johnny Walker and, gosh, I'm not a Scotch guy, so I can't throw out a bunch of labels, but most of like the regular Scotches you're getting at the store or at the restaurant, they're not peated, okay? So you need to try different Scotches, especially if you are a smoky guy, like, hey, I like cigars, or I like really dark, deep, charred bourbons. You need to try some of the peated Scotches because it's going to produce a totally different profile that you've probably never smelled or tasted in your entire life with whiskey, right? So bunch of, and it's not, when I say peated smoke, it's not like you would get on, don't confuse that with char, because a lot of American whiskeys are like, ooh, charcoal, charred wood, charred caramel. It's not char, it's smoke, right? It's a different note. Those delicate, fruity, grainy notes come through as well that you'll get on a lot of Scotches. Something I've been getting, and especially with, and I'm wondering if this has to do with the islands, because I get this on the Highlands and the island whiskeys and the Space sides, and kind of just Scotches in general, because it is an island, right? Like if I make whiskey in Kentucky or in Iowa or hell, even Northern Alabama, like you're not exposed to sea salt air. Scotland, England, especially Ireland, like almost anywhere you're at in that country, like you're getting salty air influence, right? What I smell on a lot of Scotches, especially the peated ones, which are again going to come from more of the coastal regions, I get a fresh, cold water smell. And not fresh as in the sense of there's no salt like fresh water, but like a crisp, clean, cold water note. I don't know if you guys know what I mean with that. Some people I've said that to, and like, yes, I get that. Sometimes what kind of comes to mind is summertime, really cold water coming out of the water hose, right? Like that's got a very specific smell, minus the rubber of the hose, obviously, right? That's what I get on the nose. Fresh, cold water, kind of sea salt air, fruity, delicate grain. Not a ton of smoke, but it's definitely there. It's very present. All right, lighter color, a little bit darker than most scotches though, because again, it's not watered down and it's non-chill filtered, right? So they're not making the whiskey cold to filter out the fatty acids. Really, really good. All right, let's hit the palate. Wow. Okay. That is an intense scotch. All those, it's not super often, it's just weird, but it's not super often that I'll smell a whiskey and that palate will carry over perfectly, seamlessly, right? But on this it does. Everything I just smelled just got turned up. The heat got turned way up too, because I mean, that's damn near 130 proof, right? That's a hot whiskey. This is what I want from Scotch, right? I want their good products, unadulterated, non-watered down, not chill filtered, right? Give me what you can actually do. Blend them, right? The same thing with single barrels. Like people go crazy over single malt scotches and single barrel bourbons, and don't get me wrong, they can be phenomenal products. But if you got somebody that knows what they're doing and they can blend, you can make a better product, right? You can take all the good components of this product, even if it's young, add all the good components of this older product, right? Blend them together and make something that's totally unique, totally creative, and that you could probably not do on its own with a single barrel, right? So I'm a big fan of blended stuff. I don't look at someone that's blended, something that's blended and say, oh, that's cheap stuff, right? That's not what it is. Now, if you're blending just to cover up flavors and make more product, then yes, I don't want to try that. That's not good, gonna be good. That smoky note is almost like a smoked meat note. It's very savory. And I get fermented pineapples, which I get a lot on scotches. Really enjoy this. I mean, as a whiskey in general, I really like this. This is something I would reach for. This is something I would reach for. That's a good whiskey. And I think I ranked this pretty high when we did our Brothers in Bourbon live on single malts. Gosh, I want to give that a 79. Let's stick with 79. Let's stick with 79 because it's not my profile. Like it's not something that when I think of whiskey, I think of this, but it is something I really enjoy and something that I'm enjoying more than I used to. So really good whiskey. Let me know what y'all think about this if you've had it before or if you haven't. Also, if there are questions that you guys have when we're going through videos of, hey, you didn't cover this topic, or you started going down this rabbit hole and then you stopped, or I don't know what you mean by non-chill filtered or proof or whatever it is. First, I do have some educational videos, right? So I have a whole educational playlist that will go over things like that. Second, just leave a comment, right? I respond to everybody's comments. I'm not super big yet, so I can still see everyone's comments and reply to them pretty easily, right? So any question you have or things you want to see in the future, in future videos of different topics or different whiskeys or a specific bottle that you want reviewed before you buy it, drop in the comments, let me know, okay? All right, see y'all in the next video. Do you want to personally curate a whiskey flight at your door every single month? Well, I've got good news for you. Whiskey of the Month Club. Every single month, you get 4 pours of a flight curated by me in a video going through this with you. So we're going over specs of the bottle, history, all kinds of cool things about that bottle, taking you through tasting notes. It's a themed flight every month, delivered to your door every month, whether you're local or far away. It's 4 pours, $55 a month for 1 ounce, $95 a month for 2 ounces. So if you'd like to sign up, email me, rank1023@gmail.com. It's also in the description, and we'll show you how to get there. Back to the video.